Welcome in on a Thursday. How nice is this? We're all together. Yeah, a little sneaky extra bonus stream on a Thursday. It feels so good though. I'm pumped. I thought, well, might as well, since we're at home anyways, right? So first things first, I guess I can make myself a little prep list. It's really not gonna be long at all, but we should make the bread dough first so that it has time to proof. Typically, anytime that you're gonna make bread at home, you should give yourselves about 3 hours start to finish. Okie dokes, friends. So first thing, let's mix up our sourdough bread dough, and then that should proof in a nice warm spot for about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, bread dough proof 1 hour. And then we'll shape it at that point. And then we wait about half an hour more before we bake it, just to let it proof a little bit more after we shape it. And then we bake for 25 minutes. And then as always, whenever we make fresh bread at home, we have to let it cool down before we slice into it, or else all of the steam that has been trapped inside of the bread, helping it to rise, that's still wet, right? So if we cut into it right away, it's going to mess up the fluffy crumb inside of the bread, and it's going to make it more gluey, right? Water, flour makes like a gluey substance. So to get away from that, let's let the bread rest for about 20 minutes to half an hour. Bigger loaves obviously take longer to cool down and rest. And yeah, you just don't want to rush it after spending all that time making it. You gotta be patient. Okay, at the bottom part of our list, I will put, honestly, I'll just put soup, because it's quite simple what we're gonna do with it. And we'll kind of just keep prepping the ingredients for the soup while the bread is proofing and we're shaping, etc. And for sure, this whole meal will time out within 3 hours. If it takes longer, I don't know what happened. Okay, I'm gonna get the mixer out. I just put Goldilocks into my oven today because it's kind of cool in here. I always temp like the air with the instant read, and it's only about 78 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Quite cool. Typically you proof your bread around 95. So this is where I put the baby. And I guess the first thing we should do is actually test to see if the starter is ready to mix the dough, right? So one way to test that, very, very simple. Let's pour a little bit of cold water into a container, and then we'll just pour a little bit of the starter on top. If it floats, you're good to go. She's happy. Okay, I'm just gonna move this over and then I'll just start ladling in the soup to the blender. Try and get like an equal amount of the squash and the liquids, and then we just want to watch for our bay leaves. We don't want to blend the bay leaf in because it'll be like, it won't really blend smooth. You'll just get these hard little pieces of bay leaf throughout the soup, which is not good at all. And yeah, it'll be amazing once this starts blending up, the color that it turns to from the orange squash. My fave. I do have a stick blender, but the Vitamix does a really good job getting it smooth, whereas I find that the immersion blender can't quite get it as smooth. And I'm kind of picky with this soup. And also this blender, it's just easier to use. It does a better job. It'll do it quicker. Yeah, all of the liquid needs to go in. There's so much butter. We didn't put any butter into this. We started with a little bit of olive oil, and then kind of the rest of the saturated fat is from the coconut milk. Okay, that's good. We don't want to fill the blender right to the top, because when you're blending hot stuff, that hot steam can literally blow the lid off. Let's not do that. So just careful, and what I always do is just pop the lid on, and then once we start blending, just kind of loosen that off so that that hot air can escape. Okay, I'll start on one, and then I'll slowly turn up the speed as it starts blending. This is where the magic happens. Just turn it down. Just kind of watch to see if there's any like big chunks kind of floating around in there. If there is, keep going. If not though, I think we're good, guys. Let's come over. If you're worried about how smooth you get it, you can always put a nice fine mesh strainer over this pot just to catch anything. But I think we're okay. Yum. So nice and smooth. I like this consistency. I don't like when it's too thick. I might be able to just pour the rest of that into the blender now. Just gonna wipe my top so it doesn't drip. That's that bread time. Holy smokes. They're really blowing up. Good thing. Ah, they look amazing, guys. Just really quick, look it. That's a pretty full pot of soup too. Okay, now, so I mean, it is hot now, so we can just go ahead and serve like this, but first thing we gotta do, let's taste it. See how the flavor is. I'm gonna say it definitely needs some salt. I always like to add a little crack of pepper. Sometimes it's nice to add the pepper as a garnish too for a little bit of color contrast on the top. And yeah, just checking through this right now to make sure that it was all blended smooth, and it looks amazing. Whoa, I could just stir and watch that forever. Yeah, the spoon drop. Really good ginger flavor and a nice sweetness from the squash. Definitely need some salt. Sometimes it's nice to add a little brightness with like lemon juice, some kind of acidity. Yeah, typically, Posh, spoon drops don't happen on the first try with soups. I always find I need like 2 or 3 tastes until I'm really happy with the seasoning and flavor. Yeah, it is acceptable. It's a lot of soup. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is around 4 liters worth of soup. So we added 2 of these little spoonfuls to start, which are like just under a teaspoon. And then I think we still need 1, 2, 3 of those for sure. Might as well just keep it over here because we might need more. See, I rolled the lemon to get the juices loosened up. And this is a Meyer lemon, so it's gonna be a bit more sweet than your typical regular lemon, but they look so good. It totally matches the soup. Can't see how this wouldn't be good together. Roughly a teaspoon per liter. Yeah, that sounds about right, Mish. And I will say, like, teaching people how to season with salt is the hardest part of cooking. Because it's all in everyone's palate, right? And how they taste things. Okay, going for one little spoonful. Let's see how this is now. I think we still need a bit more. You'll know when it's perfectly seasoned because you're gonna be able to taste everything that you added to the pot. Right now, I'm just getting like a hint of ginger, but not the rest of the flavors, which is telling me it just needs a little bit more still. And then once we add our garnish too, that's gonna add a little something extra to complement everything. Should be good to go. Yep. That is perfect. Okay, so for garnish, do a little mix up. We got fresh chopped parsley and some thinly sliced scallions, as well as some homemade chili garlic oil for a little drizzle. Let's check our bread. Look at this thing. She's about to blow. It's looking really good though. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna leave this in here. I'm just gonna use my thermometer to check if it's baked through. So if it's reading 195 Fahrenheit or higher, you're okay. If it's lower than that, it needs longer. It needs longer. We're at about 125. So actually what that's kind of telling me is I need to turn the oven temp down. If we let it go a bit longer, we do have the risk of it getting too dark. Just gonna turn it down 5 degrees. And then let's do another 5 minutes. That'll be the 25-minute mark. And why don't I do one more rotate of our pans too, just to keep things nice and even. And I always like how nice this looks in a white bowl. Let's get this nice and close so we don't drip on the edge. Nom. Okay, next one, our chili garlic oil. So I'm not gonna shake it up, but you always have the choice whether you wanna shake the chili and garlic into the oil. But I wanna keep it nice and like vibrant orange. Yeah, a little turn of pepper right in the middle, but first I'm gonna do our drizzle. And because this spout is pretty large, I'm just gonna put my like fingertip over it. Go slow. I'm gonna start in the middle and go outwards just with like a little swirls. Swirls, have fun with it. Or you could do squiggles, really whatever you want, guys. We don't need too much of this oil. Just a bit. Our little crack. So good. I love fresh cracked pepper on soup. And now our green onion and parsley combo, just to finish it off. I'm just gonna do a line, I think. Thanks for joining. No, you know better. He knows better. No soup zone.
It's pretty.
Thank you. This guy, can I just take my photo? If that's possible?
No.
Please.
Give me like 2 minutes. 10 seconds. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sammy, please. Yeah, picture first. Thank you, Bonk. 201. She is done. Loaf number 1. She kind of bursted out the bottom. I'm just gonna slide it onto here because it's really hot. Choose your own destiny with this garnish. Yeah, you gotta wait for it to cool off. Going in for the first sip, slurp. The chili oil really makes it. But same with the little bit of like green onion on top. That's nice. That little light onion flavor. The pepper is good too. Rip and dip it. We will get there. No, gotta let it cool down a little bit more. Otherwise we'll wreck it. But this is so great. There's a reason why I share this with you guys at least once a year. I might actually have it typed out on PDF still from our original year doing it. I'll post that in Discord if I find it kicking around, because then you guys can print it out for yourselves. Yeah, anyone that doesn't like squash or thinks that they don't like squash, you need to try this soup. And if you want, you could always switch out the squash for carrot. I'm just going for the tear open. You're good with that, Sam? Sure. Okay. That little crusty bottom piece right there. But you can hear it, right? Like that sounds so good, but look at guys. Like that steam, that's what you don't want to be seeing, Game Brain. I'm just saying that to like teach you. As much as we always want to tear into the hot bread, it's actually the worst thing that you can do for said loaf. At least I got this little bit off because yeah, I want to do some dipping before we finish up. Yeah, flour, I always make like 1 bottle of chili garlic oil to last the year. Because stuff like this is really nice for garnishing. Look at that dip though, just soaks right in. Shrimp would be so good on that view. That combo together though, so good. Yeah, a little pan fried shrimp. Put a couple of those on here. Nice crumb though. Nice little crumbly. Whoa. He almost lost the bread. The crust, not tearing up your mouth, but it has really nice crunch. And the crumb is so flavorful. Man, what a perfect stream. I'm honestly so happy that I came on with you guys today. Okay, we're wrapping stuff up. I said it would only take 3 hours. So tomorrow, going down a little bit different. I'm gonna be starting to stream on the Rare Drop channel. So can we get a quick shout out for Rare Drop right now so everyone can go give them a follow so they don't forget tomorrow. So Rare Drop is where I'll be streaming off of. Thank you, Vune, for that. Starting at 11:30 Pacific, so half an hour after the usual start time. And we'll be making fried chicken and waffles together. Okay, so that's what's going down tomorrow, guys. My slot is from 11:30 Pacific to 1:30 Pacific, and then I'll be finishing up, restarting on our channel around 2 p.m. Just, I'll have to like kind of reset up my stream with how things are gonna go tomorrow. So I'll give myself half an hour to set that up, and then we'll pop on like usual. It'll be awesome. Thanks for the awesome day today. Little test bonus stream, if you will. Made some amazing soup for you guys. So don't forget to check that recipe in Discord. Our breadlies are looking so good. I can't wait to munch on that later. Now we got bread for the weekend. And yeah, awesome hype train today too, friends. So thank you for all the support for the food truck. Okay, I'm gonna hit that button. Let's go see Claire. I don't know what she's making, but it's gotta be delicious. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Stay safe wherever you're at. Bye.